YouTubers? Mike Martin's here, Mike Martin's channel. So happy to be with you guys today. This is a very important story, and it comes out of Australia. Before you click it off, if you're living in Canada, the United States of America, the United Kingdom, New Zealand, pay attention to this because this affects every human being that deals with any aspect of the bank when it comes to lending, unsecured and secured. So pay very close attention. So that's why I'm going to call this video Australian lower rates scam or Australian rate lower conspiracy. Australia lowers rates or rate / Australia conspiracy. Because there's a lot more to numbers than you could imagine. Oh yeah. So here it is. The $150,346 rorot. Your bank doesn't want you to know. So it's like a bad guest at your house, or something that's going on in your house, or something that's going on at work, or it's something that they basically want to avoid or keep you on the back burner with it so you don't educate yourselves. 6 years ago, when the big four started really rogue on rates, I developed an interest integrity index to catch them at it. And have I ever? Back in 2013, the cost of lifetime loyalty to a big bank as opposed to the cheapest bank institution was $78,948. That's horrifying enough. So the lifetime loyalty basically is what you pay, I guess, at the cheapest institution. So that's a lot of coin one pays. You don't pay that much out to you pay a lot more to your government, but that's still a lot of coin, right? Okay. Until you realize that today our money monoliths are struggling. The average Aussie who over the odds interest on their mortgage, okay, with over the odds interest, personal loan and credit card debt of close to double that amount of $150,346. That's almost twice the $85,000 annual wage. So guys, this is not good. And that's why I keep saying, hey, personal GDP, housing GDP, personal family GDP. They're spending $2. They're spending $2 for every dollar they earn, and I think it's like $2.25 now. And that's why I said if Australia needs to get back into balance, their checks and balances, and I'm saying as a country as a whole, and as for the debt spending, the debt to income ratio for families, they need to lower their interest rates to -4%. I made a whole video about this. They need to go to -4 to actually balance and get back on track. That's pretty bad. That's destruction terror when it comes to financial, economic destruction. Anyways, related stories. That's okay. Let's move on. I would find a comfortable retirement nearly 3.5 years earlier, according to the Association of Superannuation Funds Australia, priced at $43,601 for a single. It's like throwing away a Maserati Grand Sport. Wow. Sorry, I can't get over this number. A lifetime. And that's the cheapest bank institution. Wow. Okay, so here's this graph here, and this is a really good, well played out here. Here's your variable rate percentage. So best in the market, 259. The average Big Four advertised rate, 480. Difference, 221. That's a huge gap. That's a huge delta right there. On the average, okay, that's variable rate. On the average, 401,057. That's 144,000. Okay, that's the best in the market. And best Big Four advertised, 288 large. What? And that's a difference of 144,181. And then on the average 23 large, this could be unsecured debt, is 4,119, best on the market. And ready for this, guys? Advertised rate, 9,430. They get you twice. And you know how sometimes they get you twice? Is when they stretch the amortization out 1 extra year. Instead of doing a 3-year amortization on the balance like this, where you end up paying back pretty much $1,000, 800 more, they do a 5-year, and you end up paying it 3 times over, 2 times over, and that's the aggregation right there, the difference. And on the average credit card debt, $3,198, $380 on the best, right? Best in the market. Remember, guys, follow me here. And you are now it's at $1,225, and a difference of $845. Guys, you got to gasp at this. In the past 6 years, despite Reserve Bank slashing official interest rates from 2.5% to record low of 0.75%, the Big Four have hoarded and hiked at whim. Of the other 3 RBA cuts this year, 0.75% worth. The banks have deleveraged mortgage holders just 0.57%. In the United States, it's a little bit different. When they lower rates, a lot of people run to the banks to refinance their mortgages. But in Australia, it's a little bit different. They'll still get you, but they don't pass the savings on to the consumer. Australia is right here. R3, okay. But going further back to when I developed my index of rate rorts 6 years ago, the bank were charging 3.31% points over the above cash rate exclusive to Mozo data in my index reveals. It is now a leapt to profiteering of 4 points. Oh my God. Worse than all that, through Mozo says our big banks are now crazy. 2.21 points more expensive than the note fierce competition. You used to pay only 4.2 point premium. Indeed, you could be on a mortgage interest of rate of just 2.559% opposed to the 4.8% and pocketing $144,000 on average to average $401,000 home loan. Jesus wept. The value, which is up 34% from $299 in 2013, with apologies if you're in Sydney and Melbourne, and those averages make you feel like crying. Guys, I'm crying for you guys here. Which some of the 80% of Australian $2 trillion residential mortgage market held with a Big Four bank last week, federal government announced an ACCC inquiring this very thing. But virtually the same breath, ministers confirmed they are not prepared to legislate to compel conformity. Yeah, so banks, I think banks need to be regulated in Australia somehow. Like, I believe in deregulation and having, like, banks kind of be independent and free, but banks are no longer for the people. So regulating banks again, where you have a body that's elected in by the people to basically be our watchdogs and report on what is really going on. Not what the bank is telling us, but an independent body that could be easily manipulated and bribed. Then we just kick them out and just get somebody else in. That's it. We don't plan on abolishing profits. Profitable bank sector is in everyone's interest. Senator James Patterson, chair of the Parliamentary Joint Committee of Corporations and Financial Services, said, "Expect that it's not. It's in shareholders' best interest." Of course it's in shareholders' best interest. Of course! Because you got to keep the shareholders happy. You got to give them those dividends every month. But the working poor and the middle class are struggling to get into anything nowadays in Australia. They've been bought out by foreign investing, and then now they sold out the foreign investors to the highest bidder, and now the Australian proper, what? Senator Patriot here continued. He's a patriotism. This is all patriot. No, it's not. This is high treason. This is high treason. This is high treason. Shareholders' best interest? That's high treason, essay. I don't think it's unreasonable to ask them, the banks, to demonstrate the public and the government the way they make the decisions, and they do, and for them, they reflect on those decisions. So expect knuckles to be already barely wrapped, but if you're a customer, realize that you're making savings is up to you. You can yourself slash the cost of a typical $23,000 personal loan based on the average search of mozo.com.au, buy 5,320. Swap there it is here if you want to check it out, guys, please. Swap the 13.62% big bank rate for the market's leading 5.75% from simple loans, depending on the borrower, loan, and size and term. Guys, term is what really counts now, because you could only do so much with the rates, but term. If you could shorten the term and sacrifice and pay more, I would strongly recommend to double and triple up on your credit cards. Get rid of the revolving debt you have. The blended rate you're paying on multiple credit cards. Tackle the smallest and work your way up and get rid of them. Once you get rid of that blended rate, then you're saving quite a bit. Equally, if you're paying the average Big Four credit card of 18.34%, know that this has increased. Rates have plummeted, such as the no smaller average $3,198 balance. You're still paying $845 excess interest. That's based on the cheapest 7.49% credit card and GNC Mutual Bank. That's 7.49% VIG. Do you know that, like, the Mafia doesn't charge 7.49% VIG? That's 7.49% VIG. That's a lot of VIG. I don't know if you guys know that. On $100,000, right? That's $8,000 a year in VIG. On $1 million, that's $80,000 a year in VIG. That's a lot of cake, people. The big one, though, is your mortgage. At least ask the bank for a discount. In secret, they are giving some customers the equivalent of 4 rate cuts off the advertised variable rate. But remember, you could instead secure yourself nearly 9 rate cuts instantly. The 2.59% at $144,181 saving home loan I mentioned earlier is available to borrowers with a 20% deposit from reduced home loans. Guys, look them up. I don't know these guys. I don't sponsor these guys. I don't know who these guys are. You could get 2.79% for only 10% deposit if you're a first home buyer from the GNC Mutual Bank. Don't forget, the mortgage exit fees were abolished way back in 2011, so you have nothing to lose from a switch, and $481 a month to gain. So there it is here. There's a link right here. There it is. Pause it and look at it. Guys, I know the call centers in Australia are out of control. The help financial call centers, people getting depressed and sad and scared. The call centers are off the hook, from what I've heard from someone that I know that works at one, that was telling me the people threatening suicide, and people just not making ends meet, people having to go to food banks, banks making arrangements with food banks, banks making arrangements to food banks so people could get food so they could afford to pay their mortgages off. This is high treason at the highest. This is worse than Benedict Arnold. This is Benedict Arnold. Nice walk in a Sunday afternoon park in a beautiful New England pasture. This is sad, guys. This is scary. And this is high treason, in my opinion. Let me know what you guys think. I would like to get a feel on what you guys are feeling there on the ground in Australia. This is happening in a lot of other places. I think one of the most fairest systems still is America. Even though a lot of Americans come on and say, yeah, man, yeah. But guys, you know what? You guys have no idea how much more fair your country is and how much more balanced it is. Yeah. You got a fiat currency. Yeah. You guys export inflation. Yeah. You guys are kind of rough around the edges. But you know what? America the Great still, I don't know, maybe the population difference makes the difference. Civil unrest. I don't know. Let me know. Comment below. Thanks for watching, guys.